Well, he is a cruel, criminal, and mentally unstable man. And Duty to Warn was a book that came out when he was first in office. Psychiatrists across the country who don't ever really diagnose people that they don't serve personally came together and made a book, Duty to Warn, to tell the world what a narcissistic, mentally ill person he is. And I think he's the worst thing that ever happened to the United States. And his cruelty...
Trump was just severely criticized by Rosie O'Donnell. Hold on to your wigs, Mar-a-Lago. She went in hot and blunt, calling him out for his constant tirades, reality TV fantasies, and his ever-increasing list of lawsuits. She might need a fire crew on speed dial. Trump's collapse was brief, dramatic, and completely out of control. Caps lock tweets, check out strange insults. Rosie just wiped the floor with his mop bucket and everything, and you can guarantee it's a battle of the titans.
Going on, mainstream media? You're not doing your job. And you haven't since he came down that escalator. You haven't been doing your job. If you would have told the truth about him from the beginning and stood up to the lies that Mark Burnett sold America on The Apprentice, we wouldn't be in this position. But you equated, you normalized Trump, and that's what Time Magazine did. Man of the Year, Donald Trump. Well, you, Time Magazine. You, seriously.
When Rosie O'Donnell lit up Trump like a Christmas tree in Times Square, the internet didn't just start burning, it started on its own. The video is very explosive. Within minutes, Rosie unleashed a torrent of hateful words that even made Trump's spray tan appear to be perspiring. Twitter X was a battleground of astonished replies, laughing emoticons, and MAGA diehards typing frantically in all uppercase.
Where were you when, in the 2016 primaries, Trump starts insulting you? Did you see that live, or did someone tell you Trump's talking about you right now?
I was watching it live.
You were watching it live?
And my kids were in the room with me. And they said, Mom, what, did he just say you? I go, yes, he did. And he's not only insulting me, he's insulting any woman that he doesn't think lives up to his standards of what a woman is. And that's the kind of person that this man is, and why he's a danger to the world.
What caused this massive meltdown then? It was simply decades of pent-up fury. Rosie was not just clapping back this time, she launched an all-out comedic airstrike. Perhaps it was one too many truthed social rants, or perhaps she simply woke up and decided to use violence, but she went in as if she had a score to settle. Trump has been insulting Rosie since flip phones were still in use, calling her everything from a slob to a loser like some broken record stuck in 2006.
Like the Rosie O'Donnell debate. I like debating when you have a crowd. Remember the Rosie O'Donnell?
Yeah, that was very funny.
Megan, crazy thing, Megan. That was a hell of a question, man. If I didn't come up with that answer,
it was a great line.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account...
Only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't.
And when I said that, the place went crazy. And she kept talking. No, she had like 10 of the...
Yeah, well, Megan said you said it to other people and you admitted you did. But it was...
And settle it, she did. Within an hour, the video was going viral on the internet, surpassing Trump's legal bills. Gen Z summarizing the dispute in 30 seconds, and remix reaction videos were all over TikTok. Clipped hashtags such as "Shot Rosie Goes Nuclear Shock" were popular on Twitter. Even late-night hosts hardly had time to complete their monologues before revising them to incorporate Rosie's roast during the Trump meltdown in 2025, and someone checked on Mara's diary.
Are you watching this moron speak? Can he form a coherent sentence? He is the worst thing that ever happened. Period. And he's just babbling like an incoherent asshole. He's like Dr. Doom. He's the worst thing. Oh, you know what? He just lies, lies, lies. I am done with Donald Trump.
The mainstream media had a field day. CNN dubbed it O'Donnell's most savage takedown, but Fox News desperately attempted to portray it as just another instance of bullying in Hollywood. Meanwhile, comedians, celebrities, and even unrelated Twitter users couldn't help but jump in. It wasn't a moment, it was an event.
I watched him yesterday. He couldn't put two sentences together. And it's not an age thing, it's a competence thing. He can't talk. And of course, he has to debate, I guess. I hope he's going to debate. I'm going to debate. You know, I don't want to debate people that I'm 60 points up on, because what's the purpose in doing that?
Does that mean no presidential primary debates for you?
Well, I don't see it. Look.
None? How about do the one just before Iowa? Do it, I'll moderate it.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. You know, like you did with the Rosie O'Donnell.
Would it be a deal breaker for you?
Look,
Would it?
Look,
Would it?
The people want a smart president. Ronald Reagan didn't do it. Nixon didn't do it. Nobody does it. I mean, like you asked me a question when you were moderating the debate for Fox, that frankly, if I didn't come up with the answer only Rosie O'Donnell, I would have had a problem with that. That was a bad.
Facebook moms were quoting Rosie's clip in PTA meetings, and it was being shared like it was the key to eternal youth. Reddit was dissecting the roast as if it were a historical event, and LinkedIn even got strangely involved with a professional attempting to explain how Rosie's takedown was a masterclass in public speaking at this point. At this point, the only person who wasn't enjoying himself was Trump himself. While everyone else was eating popcorn, you could tell he was pacing through Mar-a-Lago, yelling at aides and writing a passionate tirade about comedians. Let's face it, he watched the video at least 50 times, getting angrier with each replay, and by the end of the day, the damage was done. Trump was left scrambling for a comeback after Rosie took over headlines and hacked social media, but let's face it, there is no comeback from being verbally abused in front of the entire internet.
Dancing, whatever. And so he held a press conference to announce whether or not she was going to retain her crown. Yes. And then she started to cry. She did. So I just want to thank Donald who's giving me a second chance. And there he is, hair looping, going, everyone deserves a second chance. And I'm going to give her a second chance. Her hair is perfect for that. Your hair is perfect.
Donald Trump versus Rosie O'Donnell is the Hollywood versus politics feud that will not end. It is a never-ending heavyweight bout in which neither side will give up after almost 20 years of non-stop verbal sparring. Social media snipes and headline-grabbing meltdowns, and the best part is that Trump still can't let it go. It all began in 2006 when Rosie, the co-host of The View at the time, decided she had had enough of Trump's public antics and called out his business failures, his inflated ego, and let's be honest, his terrible hair situation. She did more than simply make fun of him. She roasted him like a roast in the middle of the night, and Trump did what he does best. He lost his mind. That one moment set off a full-blown obsession. Instead of just retaliating, Trump created an unending war, stormed onto talk shows, hurled insults in all directions, and somehow turned Rosie into his personal worst enemy. He would likely find a way to respond. Well, first of all, Rosie O'Donnell is a total disaster when asked about the economic policies of the day.
Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver. Rosie attacked me personally because I was very happy when her talk show failed. The other thing that failed, and this was a real monster, and everybody was suing her, was her magazine. Her magazine called Rosie was a total disaster. So I loved it. I gloat over it. I think it's wonderful because I like to see bad people fail. Rosie failed. I'm happy about it.
The momentum is still going strong. One thing is certain, Rosie is still living in Trump's head, and the longer he obsesses over her, the more she wins. Trump may further inflame the feud with more senseless comments or a plot twist, and another celebrity may join in, adding fuel to the fire.